Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So today I'm going to be reviewing yet another. Okay, before anyone says anything, I know technically October is finally over, yet I got another horror film to review anyway. Because like I said before, Halloween is year round for me. So yeah, it's a sequel I'm going to be reviewing. And I thought I'd talk about it because I did talk about the first one already. Yes, it went under three different titles in total. So I don't know why there's a name change for this, but here we are, I guess. So there we go. So I just figured I would talk about this one as well while I'm at it because if I review one installment, I might as well review them all. And unless there's like a specific reason for me not to, but usually the rule of thumb here, I will review all the installments because I'm a fucking completionist, I guess you can say. So here we are. Well, whatever. Might as well get to it, I guess. Mine as well. But anyway, like always, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So here we go. So in this one, yes, of course, it's going to deal with werewolves, but no shit. So in this one, yeah, Ginger's sister, Bridget, let's just say it now, a werewolf herself, must attempt to find some kind of cure for her bloodlust, so to speak, before the next moon would arrive while hiding out in this rehab center kind of a thing from this worthless werewolf kind of thing. And yes, obviously, there's going to be a bit of drama. This is kind of like a thriller in some ways, which is fine, obviously. So yeah, now Bridge is on the run from yeah, from let's just say someone, I guess you can say, and she attempts to pretty much prevent what happened to her sister, uh, Ginger, and let's just say from happening to her, and let's just say by showing up with Wolf, Bane, and eventually she collapses, and let's just say that those the police that find her assumed the werewolf Bane is some sort of illegal drug kind of a thing, so there's that going on. So obviously, like we're saying, which just goes to the whole idea that yeah, to rehab that comes into play here and whatnot. So like it kind of reminds me a bit of a drama kind of a thing going on here, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing really, but that's the basic idea here with this character and whatnot. And things get pretty wild, as as they obviously would, of course. So anyway, that like I was saying, that's basically the idea here. What the overall idea. There are specific scenes I would like to bring up, but I'm just going to leave it as it is because I don't want spoilers. Uh, specific parts of the movie. I mean, I've done spoiler videos before, but only like on occasion here and there, but not all the time. Anyway, as it stands for this movie, I guess you can say they're trying to do some kind of a crazy wild story, as you might expect, obviously. But I just thought I'd just do this because, yeah, Bridget snaps, so to speak, so it gets pretty damn crazy as you would think. So, but yeah, this one was definitely a pretty solid entry. This, I know when it comes to horror, a horror franchise, they usually would just get worse and worse as it goes. Thankfully, this one was actually pretty decent. So there's that. So yeah, this one was definitely not too shabby, I guess you would say. And while I may not say that this may not be anything groundbreaking by any means, but I did think that this was a pretty good movie as a whole. It's a good, solid sequel. I like the atmosphere, of course. Yeah, this sequel has bite, that's for sure. So yeah, and in that regard, yes, I do think that this is definitely one of the better mainstream horror films I've seen over the years. And yes, like I said when I was talking about the first installment of the series, I've given the modern day horror genre a lot of shit. That's because a lot of it is bad. A lot of it is horrible. And I mean, in my horror marathon, I know I spoke about quite a few mainstream horror films. They were terrible, and I still have a lot to talk about. I still have a lot of mainstream horror films to talk about. So yeah, I have so many of these shitty mainstream horror films to talk about. I didn't have time. I'll get to the other mainstream horror films whenever I get the chance, of course. But holy shit, stuff like that is why I would prefer to go to the low budget, obscured horror films from the past, from like ages ago, because I typically would enjoy those. I mean, there are some exceptions, obviously, but still, typically, I enjoyed those a lot more than the mainstream stuff because a lot of it is terrible. But yeah, this was one of the few exceptions where I thought it was actually it was pretty alright. It's pretty decent, actually, I would say. But like I said, I still prefer the older stuff from long ago. Still prefer the stuff from the past more. But thankfully, this one isn't too shabby. I would think, of course, folks. But yeah, it's good. It's good enough, I guess you can say. So there's that. Trying to have some kind of tone. It does take itself seriously. So there's that, of course. The saga continues with these characters, obviously. So I did think the first film was pretty entertaining, and this one was actually pretty solid as well. Typically, sequels in the horror genre are, are fucking terrible, usually. But thankfully, this was one of the better movies that they made, of course, when it comes to horror franchises as a whole. So yeah, this wasn't too shabby, I guess. So I do recommend this one for those who have not seen it as of yet. So there was that, obviously. But yeah, I will recommend this one, folks. If you haven't seen the first movie, check it out and check out this one as well. And for this one, I did think I like the setting, the wardrobes that the characters wore and whatnot. So trying to give you a sense of how they are, I guess you can say. So there was that, obviously. But yeah, it was a solid movie. I'll give this one an overall rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. And of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time. See ya. Oh yeah, later.